Driscoll, you anything to add?
I have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Harshman?
I have nothing.
Mr. Ghost?
Nothing, thank you.
That's all we have.
Thank you, Mr. Martray. Moving to federal programs, Mr. Harshman.
Thank you, Mr. Manzella. Item 15A, non-public services. Request approval of the agreement between Intermediate Unit 1 and the Collinsville Area School District for Title II and Title IV services for non-public schools for 2025-2026 school year, and I so move.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. Renzi.
I have nothing, thanks.
Mr. Martucci. Yes, sir. Dr. Coons.
I have nothing, thank you.
We have nothing, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harshman. Moving to finance, Mr. Renzi.
Thank you, Mr. Manzella. Request approval to solicit quotes for the tax anticipation note in the amount of $5 million for the 2025-2026 school year, and I so move.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion. Roll call.
Mrs. Langston? Mr. Harshman?
Yes.
Mr. Renzi?
Yes.
Mr. Martray?
No.
Mrs. Driscoll?
No.
Mr. Martucci?
Yes.
Mr. Coconut? Mr. Manzella?
Yes. Motion passes.
Request approval to accept the following donations to the Bible Club from Collinsville Area Ministerial Association for $500, the New Light Baptist Church of Dunbar Township for $200, and from Jason and Amy Riccio, $300. For piano restoration, we have Square Online for $241.85, and from Marianne Phillips, the amount of $50, and I so move.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the attached requisition orders and to authorize the district business office to process orders and payments, and I so move.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Kokenar? Okay, how about you, Mrs. Robson?
Nothing further, thank you.
Okay, thank you. That's all we have, Mr. Manzella.
Thank you, Mr. Renzi. Moving to food service, Mrs. Sangston.
Thank you. Request a conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks for cafeteria worker substitute list for the 25-26 school year. Hunter Cheney and April Winmore. And I so move.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. Martray. Mr. Coconut. Mr. Trippinoff. Ooh.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Sangston. Moving to personnel and review and liaison, Mr. Renzi.
Thank you. Request approval to hire the following support personnel effective for the 2025-2026 school year, subject to completion of all necessary clearance, employment documents and requirements, and applicable board policies, including without limitation, board policies 504, 508, and 509. We have Chastity Colbert, Peggy Cole, Andrea Grimm, and Lisa Wilson, and I so move.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
The following family and medical leave act leaves are confirmed by the board for Linda Porbog, A, effective July 28, 2025, intermittently for the 2025-2026 school year, and Sarah Pletcher, teacher, effective August 8, 2025, intermittently for the 2025-2026 school year, and I so move.
A motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval for Sarah Brewski, teacher, to take a sabbatical for the fall semester of the 2025-2026 school year, conditioned upon submission and district acceptance and approval of all necessary sabbatical documentation, and I so move.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request a conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks of the following additions to the support personnel substitute list for the 2025-2026 school year: Paul Miller, Allison Wolf, Linda Feliciano, and Katie Drover, and I so move.
A motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request to approve the memorandum of agreement and/or memorandum of understanding with the CACM ESPA to resolve outstanding grievances as proposed, and I so move.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request to approve the memorandum of understanding with the CAEA as proposed, and I so move.
Second.
A motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request a conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks of the following additions to the long-term substitute list for the 2025-2026 school year. David Davis for the JROTC, and I so move.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval to ratify the acceptance of the resignation of Stacy Firestone, cafeteria worker, effective August 1st, 2025, and I so move.
Second.
A motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request a conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks of the following additions to the professional substitute list for the 2025-2026 school year. Kristen Saylor, Ada McLean, Judy Rom, Paige Grimm, Brittany Ernesty, Anthony Williams, and Ashley Noel, and I so move.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval to ratify the acceptance of the resignation of Allison Wolf, aide, effective August 7th, 2025, and I so move.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval to ratify the acceptance of the resignation of Megan Stanzik, aide, effective August 7th, 2025, and I so move.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval for Lisa Evans, teacher, to take a sabbatical for the fall semester of the 2025-2026 school year, conditioned upon submission and district acceptance of and approval of all necessary sabbatical documentation, and I so move.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Martucci.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Witt. Mr. Evans. That's all we have, Mr. Panzala.
Thank you, Mr. Renzi. Moving to policy and legislative, Mr. Martray.
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. Request approval of the second reading of the following policy, 210, use of medications, and I so move.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And the first readings, this is a request for the first reading of the following policy, 011, principles of governance and leadership, 222, tobacco and vaping products, 227, controlled substances and paraphernalia, and 903, public comment and board meetings, and I so move.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Our policy meeting was held August 15, 2025 at 9 a.m. Mrs. Driscoll, anything to add?
I have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Martin?
Nothing, thank you.
And Mr. Evans? That's all we have.
Thank you, Mr. Martray. Moving to safety and security, Mr. Martucci.
Thank you, Mr. Manzella. We have no agenda items at this time. Ms. Driscoll, do you have anything to add?
I have nothing, thank you.
Ms. Sangster? And Mr. Carmack? That's all we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martucci. Moving to special education, Mr. Harshman.
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. Item 21A, request approval of the agreement between Connellsville Area School District and WPSD Western Pennsylvania School for the Deaf for off-campus interpreting services at a cost of $25,000 and will be billed in 10 equal installments of $2,500 starting the month of September 2025. And I so move.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 21B, continuum pediatric nursing. Request approval of the agreement between Continuum Pediatric Nursing and the Connellsville Area School District for nursing services at a rate of $45 per hour, and I so move.
A motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 21C, maximum healthcare services. Request to amend the January 2024 educational institution staffing agreement with maximum healthcare services and the Collinsville Area School District for one-on-one nursing services, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I had, Mr. Driscoll. Mr. Martre. Vanya. Thank you. We have nothing else.
Thank you, Mr. Horstman. Moving to student services, Mrs. Sangston.
Thank you. Request approval of the yearly non-athletic supplementals for the 25-26 school year as proposed. I so move.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the qualified service agreement between the Fayette County Drug and Alcohol Commission and the Collinsville Area School District. I so move.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the 25-26 CAHS municipal budget not to exceed $50,000, in addition to one obtaining necessary performance license. I so move.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I request the following approval of the following travel. We have some additions here. I only got number 1. I'm going to have to put 1 through 5. I so move.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. Driscoll. Mr. Coconut. Ms. Rosenstrauss. Thank you. That's all we have.
Thank you, Mrs. Sangston. Moving to technology, Mr. Martre.
Manzella, we have nothing this evening. Mr. Harshman, you got anything?
I have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Goza? That's all we have.
Thank you, Mr. Martre. Moving to transportation, Mr. Coconut.
Thank you, Mr. Manzella. Request approval of the school bus run stops for the 2025-2026 school year on file in the transportation office. These lists are available on the Collinsville Area School District website and have been published in the Daily Courier, and I so move.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the bus van drivers list for the 2025-2026 school year, and I so move.
Thank you.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. Manzella. Mr. Martucci.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Rendon. Mr. Evans. That's all we have tonight, Mr. Manzella. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Coconut. Nothing under President's report. Next, we'll move to public comment for non-agenda items. And we have a good bit. Just to remind everybody, 3 minutes, please. First up, we have Flip Knives, class rank.
I want to thank you guys again. I just want to remind everybody that we're here just for students and our future, and that these students, they're going to be our future leaders. They are a product of what the system was already, and they're showing you what they can do with the system that you guys already have created. Yes, it does need fixed, and I think with the right changes, we can fix it. Help these kids not only be our future, but stand up there like you guys and help future kids. And that's all I'm asking, is to allow these kids to be the best that they can and let them compete for what is right for their future. Thank you.
Next, we will have Ben Metzger, class rank.
Ms. Beck. I'd just like to touch on a couple of things I was unable to reach maybe on Monday. First, I just want to thank you for your time and attention and us your feedback to our concerns. I'd also like to ask, being adults, I know personally some of your children, grandchildren, rise up in schools. If they're such academic achievers, strivers, like similar to the likes of myself and my current peers, how would they feel if they knew you were taking their motivation away? If they were similar to me? Don't get me wrong, the Latin awards are great. They recognize so many more students, but the valedictorian, salutatorian, top 10, they allow these children to feel seen, recognized, and even more importantly, feel special about themselves. Those Latin awards, they recognize so many people, but those that push harder and harder of their own free will, they will not get the recognition that they feel that they deserve. These kids push themselves because they want to do better and they thrive on the workload. I do myself. These Fab Lab and art classes, they're available to us, but we don't take them because they're not suited for our interests. We don't think they'll help us in our future. I won't take too much time, but I want to continue to urge you to reconsider your decision and hear our concerns and wants, not only as worried students, but as the rising future of our society. If we want to erase this city of mediocrity, laziness, I urge you to reward and recognize those that can push themselves the best that they can. It can be the first possible step to moving us towards great. Thank you.
Next, we'll have Natalie Mangus.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing us to come back and speak to you for a second time. I hope our return shows you how dedicated we are to this matter. We standing before you are the academic achievers who stay up late into the night to study. We are those who spend hours on our homework for the good grades that we have. We're here to speak up for those who can't, and we will not back down. Our passion for school exceeds our complacency for this decision. You should be able to see that in our interviews with 2 local news stations today. You may think that your decision is not that important to us, but to have class rank, valedictorian, and salutatorian is truly one of the many things that we look forward to. You may just see as another title not worth fighting for. We see it as a goal to strive for, but it is a chance to show the hours and dedication that we put into our work. And Lord knows that we are not recognized enough for it as it is, especially since we're from a poor rural town. We are expected to be not as good as from the cities. But I say we are just as good, if not better. Let our voices be heard tonight. Show the community that you're willing to listen and support your generations of Connellsville. Show that you are committed to helping and making our futures something that we should look forward to. Class rank is not just a number. It's how we show the countless hours we have dedicated to the betterment of ourselves and our knowledge. Let us have our trophies. Let us be recognized. Thank you.
Next, we'll have Jody Mangus.
Thank you for having us back. I just wanted to say that from what I understand, the argument is right now that we couldn't bring back class rank until 2029 because it wouldn't be fair to the kids that took lower classes because that's what they wanted to do. I'm here tonight to argue that, number one, life isn't fair. We all know that. It's hard. Everyone has decisions they have to make, and we do that every day. Sometimes we can make good decisions, sometimes we make bad decisions. We see that every day too. We see it in the newspaper, if we read it, and we see it on the news. Sometimes we don't make those good decisions. But you want to do what is best for you. That's what you're asking of these students, and that's what they have been doing the past few years. Let them understand that all choices have consequences, and I ask that you please reinstate class rank system this year. If we need to keep the online AP classes until next year's class, the class of 2027 graduates, I think that would be fair. At that point, the system does need to be revamped. Right now, I would ask that we keep the system as it has been for the past 2 years. Have the cum laude system, but keep the class rank system. Let the GPA be available to the kids on Power School. I, as a parent, could see it, and until May, when it was removed, I could see that Natalie had a 4.16. They should be able to ask their guidance counselors at any point in time to get their class rank and be able to use that for their colleges, for the college scholarship applications, and they should not have to wait for the guidance office to send that. At some point in the future, they should be able to include that right now, because sometimes the college that they're looking at might want to see that there on that application and not go back to it after that. I would ask that we stress to all the students that they should not be taking classes just to be valedictorian, and eliminate the classes that give an unfair advantage, such as those online APs, because they're not taught by the same teachers the kids have in school. And as she said the other night, the AP Lit class was much easier for the kids who did it online than the kids who took it here in school. And I think that's all that I have tonight. Thank you for your time. But while I'm here, I just wanted to say that I could not support rehiring Philip Martell as the superintendent. Thanks.
Thank you. Next, we'll have Emma Hall, class rank.
Good evening. I'd like to thank each of you for hearing us out Monday evening, and thank you to Mr. Renzi for responding to the email that I sent out that night as well. I hope that the rest of you that haven't responded directly are still reading over it and taking my words into consideration. In your email, Mr. Renzi, you said, "I've probably done more research on this topic than most." I trust that you have done your research and read the opinions of countless educators and professionals, but have you looked into our school specifically? What our students have to say, our teachers? You said you'd personally like to see our students to make good grades, take challenging courses, but also take courses that interest them, such as digital media, Fab Lab, and fitness classes. Is it true that our students at Connellsville, though, are really opting out of the arts and extracurriculars for APs and honors? From what I can see, it is not. The case at Connellsville is that our academic achievers are in countless other sports and activities, clubs, and most have jobs after school. It's wrong to assume that students who take several APs or value class rank are not well-rounded, especially when it is so evidently the opposite here. As an academic achiever myself, I'd like to argue that most of us are also in NHS and have to accumulate a certain amount of volunteer hours, which we do because that's what being an academic achiever is about. Not just earning the highest grades you can, but rather striving to do so while also balancing your social life and the numerous activities you do on top of it. In fact, I was in symphonic band with the last graduating class as valedictorian. You also said, I found that many educators feel that class rankings can create an unhealthy competition among students, as it's a one-shot deal and you're not able to receive redemption as you could in maybe a sport. Valedictorian is not an end goal, but rather a milestone along the way of someone's journey through life. It's a reward for someone who chose to challenge themselves for the sake of something they care about. If you look at it that way, even if they miss the mark in their class ranking, they can carry the work ethic with them and put it towards their next goal. One has their whole life to redeem themselves, maybe not specifically their ranking, but they can absolutely strive for the next thing they're passionate about. As the old saying goes, you win some, you lose some. By no longer recognizing class rank, you are taking away one short-term goal that's on the way of whatever their end game is. Please, put this issue on the agenda when you are given the chance and reconsider your previous decision. Thank you.
Next, we'll have Robin Turlington, class rank.
Good evening. My name is Robin Turlington, and I'm here again as a parent of a student of the class of 2026. Ms. Actually, my daughter, and I'm very proud of her and all of her friends and all of the kids for standing up tonight. It's a hard thing to do. Actually, several of us this evening are also on a board to a much smaller extent, the Falcon Band Booster Board. So we understand that you'll never please everybody. You're going to make somebody mad no matter what you do. But what we do try to do is always do what is best for the kids. Always put them first. all the kids in the band become your kids, and you invest yourself in their success. We cheer them on. And that's what we're doing here tonight. We're here for all the kids. Honestly, I'm not even sure how this came to be an issue. Who says let's include more kids by diminishing the accomplishments of those that have excelled academically and reached the top? For 2 years, we've had valedictorian and salutatorian along with Latin honors. Why can't that just remain? You're acknowledging both groups. That sounds like a pretty good compromise. I don't understand also how this all came about at least 10 years ago, as Mr. Bosnick said. So what's happened between the 10 years? Has it come up for a vote before? Were there arguments that kept the process as is for that long? And I like to dispute the fact that salutatorian and valedictorian, along with top 10 class rank, mean nothing. Just a quick Google search, you can see that there are specific scholarships that are designed and designated for those students. So why would we keep them from applying if they're not going to be afforded those titles that they earn? Also, I'm not very familiar with the CACTC, but I know that they do have valedictorian and salutatorian at graduation. Now, if you eliminate those titles, what about those kids? Are they going to qualify for the Latin honors? If for the Latin honors you have to take the weighted classes, do those kids get to take the weighted classes? Do they even want to? So I don't really know how they're ranked, if they're just ranked within that school by themselves, because those kids are doing exactly what you wanted. Not stacking their schedules with AP courses and following their passion and perhaps taking that woodshop course that's been mentioned. So what are those kids? How are they going to be distinguished at graduation? They deserve it. They worked as hard in their chosen fields, in their chosen classes, just like the high school kids. Finally, I think rank, visible rank, is extremely important motivator.
3 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we move to Morgan Nicholson, class rank.
Good evening. I would like to thank you for letting me. Though I don't have much to say, I would like to share that I'm here to support my fellow classmates, friends, relatives, and acquaintances that from Connersville Area School District who have put so much effort into these AP courses to get high in class rank. I think it's completely unfair for our 2026 class to be out of class rank for the simple fact we were sophomores at the time that the decisions we were taking honors and CP classes, and I've first-handedly seen so many of my friends and myself put in so much effort for AP courses, spending days staying up late, working on projects, and still having to balance after-school activities and work. I would also like to mention that the Cum Laude GPA award was supposed to be mentioned with students' names at graduation. That did not happen, and I think it's completely unfair to not share students' awards for what they worked so hard to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll have Robert Grubbs on marching band uniforms.
I'd love to ask a question. Have you voted on getting more marching band uniforms? I was told by the marching band director, they're short uniform. My daughter doesn't have a uniform. All 4 other members of marching band. I was told by her she needed approval from you. We don't have a uniform.
How many members do you have then?
I don't know. But I know there's 4 members of the band who do not have uniforms this year.
I know a few years ago how many we bought, so if we knew how many members you had, we could know how many uniforms you're short.
But I know there's 4 this year that do not have a uniform. My daughter's one of them. She had one the last 2 years. They gave her a uniform to somebody else. But
Does the gentleman behind you know a total in the band?
75. 75.
It hasn't come to us, and I could be wrong, Mr. Martray. I think we bought 125 new ones. Pretty sure.
It's the sizing. They don't have the right sizes for enough of them.
Broad.
The marching band director, me and her had it out the other day about, because they wanted to put her in a color guard uniform, and I told her, no offense, she's not color guard, she's part of the marching. And she said she needs to bring it up with you guys to get approval for more uniforms. And this is the first school board meeting since that happened, and she is not here. Yins are not voting on more marching band uniforms.
That's something we can take a look at and see what the situation is, and if it's something we have to do, we can bring that in front of the board.
I know it takes months, she won't probably get a uniform this year, but, like, yeah, I have a real disrespect her. She's not here bringing it up.
It wouldn't be brought up here anyway. She wouldn't bring it up here. She'd go through the administration. It would have been not here. Because there's a requisition process. It's not just come to here.
You're going to take that back to student service.
It has to come as a requisition first, Mr. Martray. There's not. So next we'll have Sonny Bentley on superintendent.
Mr. Van Dellen, I believe you have another lady that wants to clarify something. Shed some light.
I'm also the band booster president this year, and I could have shed a little bit of light on the uniform situation because we just did the fittings for the kids that we have in band. The band has grown by approximately 25 kids this year, which is really exciting for us. But unfortunately, when the uniforms were ordered, it was before my time. But from what I'm told, from what I understand, the uniforms were fitted to the kids that were in the band that year. And when they ordered extra uniforms, they just said, go ahead and fill in whatever sizes, it doesn't really matter. And they were sent a lot of small sizes instead of the bigger sizes that we need. So we do have 4 kids right now that are not in the same uniform as the rest of the band. And we did our best with what we have. We had Mrs. Stoner, who assists with color guard and the band, who come in and try to help us create a solution for those kids that don't fit the uniforms. I know that Ms. Hall has spoken to Mr. Bosnick about the issue, and they are in the process of trying to order more uniforms based on what the band budget was for this year. They're going to use money that they intended to use for a new sound system for some new uniforms instead. But I'm not sure where they're at in that process, but I just wanted to let you know why the sizes are not correct for the kids. They're just, the uniforms that were sent were ones that fit 6th grade kids. So they probably have a good 20, 25 uniforms that won't fit anyone because they're too small. So we have, normal, large adult-sized kids that have no uniform to wear or have uniforms that are super tight. We did our best. We're continuing to do our best, but there are definitely going to be new uniforms in the future. And from what I saw at the grade school concert this year, they're going to need a lot of new uniforms in the upcoming years. Thank you.
Ma'am, why don't you have the band director see the principal and make a request, put it in, and get it set up through the committee and then to the board.
Yes, as far as I'm aware, she definitely talked to Mr. Bosnick about it already, and they came up with a short-term solution to order some more uniforms to fit the kids that we have right now for spring.
Excuse me, ma'am.
keep trying to
Are
grow
they
it.
so small that they can't take them out? They can't get somebody that sews and...
No, that's when Mrs. Stoner was in. She took probably, I would say, 4 of the uniforms that we have right now of the bigger sizes. And she actually moved the zipper over about 2 inches in those uniforms to fit the kids that are in them right now. And the rest of them are too small. They can't even zip them up. Like you can't even get those 2 inches to do anything in the smaller sized uniforms. Like even if I put the smaller uniforms on the bigger kids that we have now, they still won't fit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry.
you.
You're welcome. Anything else? Yeah, thanks.
Okay, now, sorry.
Thank you. Monday evening, I spoke out on the possibility of Philip Martell being considered to come back to our school district. At that time, I read directly from his separation agreement with the district in 2017, and I reiterate that on page 3, section 6. Mr. Martell understands and agrees that his employment with CASB has concluded, that he will not be reemployed by CASB, and that he will not apply or otherwise seek employment with CASB. That brings a couple points up. I do know that he did apply, and then he pulled his application out. Then he reapplied again, and from what I understand, he's pulled that application also. My question is, how did he reapply the second time when the posting for that ended June 30th? How did he get that? Why is his application being considered at all when we have a legally binding document stating that he fully understands he is not to seek future employment for our district, and yet he's done it twice? Here's my other point. He's gotten slaps on the wrist. He was charged with West Mifflin and in the Allegheny School District, and he got a slap on the wrist. He got to pay restitution. He does, which could possibly carry criminal penalties up to 5 years in prison. So he got to pay restitution for that. He signed a legal document. So at what point will our board realize this man is not good for his word? The opportunity for him to come back into our district when we finally are standing on our feet financially, more or less, than we have in years. Why would you even consider that? But again, my question is, how did he reapply for the second time when that posting closed on June 7th? That tells me that somebody in administration or somebody on the board is giving him concessions that other applicants probably are not getting, because again, it comes down to who you know, not what you know. And my other concern is, when he was here before, he took a whole slew of people with him up the river valley. If he were to come back, does that mean the people's jobs here at Connellsville would be in jeopardy, because he would want to bring his friends back to Connellsville and welcome them back to the playground where he can be the playground director? I just cannot emphasize enough that as a taxpayer, our tax dollars are safer as far away from him as possible.
Minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all we had under the comment. So we are at Assistant to Superintendent, Amy. Mr. Evans.
Thanks, Mr. Panzella. As we look ahead to the 25-26 school year, I'm pleased to announce that school will resume on Monday, August 25th for our students. Our buildings are ready, our staff has returned with excitement, and preparations are underway to welcome our students back. This week, our teachers returned for in-service and have been working hard preparing their classrooms. Energy across our schools has been incredibly positive, and it's clear our staff is eager to kick off a great year. We've also successfully completed our kinder camp our 6th and 9th grade orientations in all of our buildings. It was truly wonderful to see so many eager and excited students getting a first look at their new schools and connecting with our staff. Bus routes are now published in the Daily Courier and are available online on the district website under the transportation section. Families are encouraged to be out at stops 10 minutes early the first week of school and be prepared for fluctuations in pickup and drop-off times as buses refine their routes. As a reminder, just like in previous years, dismissal at the secondary schools, our CTC, our high school, and our middle school will begin 30 minutes early on the first day to help ease the process and allow everyone more than enough time to adjust. We're looking forward to a safe and successful school year. We wish all of our students, families, and staff the very best of luck, and we can't wait to see everyone Monday morning. If you have any questions at this time, please don't hesitate to contact your child's school office tomorrow or Friday. Thank you, that's all I have.
I just want to wish our employees from the cafeteria, the custodians, maintenance, everybody, a wonderful year, because everybody's important. Administration, it makes the whole school work when we have all these departments. Good luck to everybody and to the kids.
Motion to adjourn.